ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीराम जय जय राम। 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 जय जय राम। जय जय राम। ॐ रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः। ॐ श्रीरामचन्द्राय नमः। अतुलितबलधामं हेमशैलाभदेहं दनुजवनकृशानुं ज्ञानिनामग्रगण्यं सकलगुणनिधानं वानराणामधीशं रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातन्नमामि। रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातन्नमामि। ॐ श्री हनुमते नमः। ॐ ध्यायामि चिन्मयानन्दं गुरुदेवं महामतिं प्रेमपूर्णं क्रियाशीलं सदा लोकहिते रतं कृपालुं सुन्दराकारं समर्थं सत्यदर्शिनं वाचा तत्त्वप्रकाशिन्या शोकमोहविनाशिनम्। ॐ श्रीचिन्मयसद्गुरवे नमः। ॐ नमः श्री तुलसीदास सद्वरिष्ठाय धीमते पूरितं हृदयं येन रामप्रेमामृतेन मे। ॐ श्री तुलसीदासाय नमः। Hari Om, a very warm welcome. Yesterday we saw Bhagavan Shri Ramchandra ji, who on instruction from Vishwamitra ji stood up to go and break the bow. राम बिलो के लोग सब चित्र लिखे से देखी. When he saw the entire audience in that stadium, everybody were still. Meaning what? They even held their breath properly, inward. They would not even leave their breath out. To that extent, they were all still. Physically, emotionally, Intellectually, all were still. Everybody were waiting for that moment. Chitai siya kripayatana. And later, when he moved his eyes towards Mata Sita ji, Jani Bikala Biseshi, he understood how disturbed she is, how agitated she is, how much she is longing for that moment, at the same time worried inside whether will it happen. Tulsi Das ji continues from there. देखी विपुल बिकल बै देही निमिष बिहात कलप समतेही तृषित बारी बिनु जोतनु त्यागा मुये करई का सुधा तडागा का बरषा सब कृषि सुखाने समय चुके पुनिका पछिताने असजिय जानी जानकी देखी प्रभु पुल केल की प्रीति विशेषी. We will see till here first. देखी विपुल बिकल बै देही. He found Sita ji very disturbed, very agitated. Now look at this very interesting point. One can understand the other person's bhavana only when you completely connect with that person. Not very easily one can find out what is happening inside the heart of Sita ji. In this case, Sita ji. But even in our common life, we will find the husband, already married husband, is unable to read the bhavana in the wife's heart. The wife is unable to read the bhavana in the husband's heart. Parents are unable to see those beautiful bhavanas in the little ones, in the children. And none of them are able to gauge what is happening in the mind of the elders. What to talk of the society, the community, nation, world at large? No, that is all too far. One can understand, in fact, one can feel the bhavana in the others only when one is able to associate with the other with an intense love for the other. This love need not be I keep repeating this because the words in today's world are so distracting. Therefore, the repetition of this thought is required. The love which we talk of are not the cheap third-rate love. Those are all very physical, very infatuated. We are not talking of that. The inner love of me gets not only communicated, gets, involved, indulged. In fact, gets merged with the beloved. So is the case from the other side. Parasparam bhavayantaha shreyaha paramavapsata shesh Bhagavad Gita. Each other, when the husband and the wife, the parents and the children, the family with the elders, when they understand the bhavana of each other, then one is definitely capable of understanding whether that person is happy, whether that person is delighted, whether that person is painful, whether they are experiencing sorrow, are they agitated. All these feelings, just by looking at the face, one can gauge. We do, giving a benefit of doubt, we do gauge occasionally. I often take my Matrabhasha, please accept me as I am. In my Matrabhasha, Tamil, very beautifully it is said, Agattin Alagu Mugattil Teriyum. Agam means my inner heart. Mukha is my face. What is there in my heart, one can read from the face. It is simple. Not when you are unconnected. In fact, even when you are unconnected, if you understand the language of love, then even with an unknown person also you can gauge what is happening in them. This is a glory of human beings. This is not why we also understand the facial expression of your pets, is it not? When the pet looks at you, you understand the pet is hungry. The pet wants me to play with him or her. The pet wants me to take him or her for a walk. These bhavanas also we are able to gauge. When that is the case, what to talk of human beings? But everywhere we see the failure in understanding each other, because our love is always contaminated by expectations. Therefore, that love doesn't get communicated appropriately. It is shaded, it is clouded, it is colored by my demand towards the beloved. And vice versa at many times. Sometimes one way it is pure love, whereas the other way it is always a contaminated love. Therefore, one cannot understand the heart of the others. And this is the basic reason, this is the basic source for all kinds of trouble, all kinds of friction, all kinds of misunderstandings, and in very many cases, the family breaks. And there is only sorrow, only suffering. These are all certain aspects of Ramayana, which we should not only look at, Ramchandraji, Sitaji. Ramchandraji, Sitaji, it is possible, Swamiji. In our case, it is not possible. Yes, it is not possible. Why? We are unable to see with the purity, with the chastity of the inner love towards the other. We look at it from the prism of our own demands, our own desperations. Think, desires. And in the process, we want the other person to understand my desire. I am not ready to understand the other person's expectations too. Both ways. Think. Here, Dekhi Bipula Bikala Baidehi. When Bhagavan Shri Ramchandraji looked at Sitaji, that bhavana in her, one, she is looking at Ramchandraji with so much of delight. Why? Such a wonderful person. Such a beautiful person. Such a handsome person. Such a cultured person with lots of virtues in himself. Who will not be delighted? Isn't it extremely rare? Just giving a benefit of doubt. We don't have such people. If I say, you will feel very bad. Because everybody thinks he is that virtuous person, the other persons are all horrible. No. Just to give a benefit of doubt, maximum number of people fall in the second category where it is completely contaminated. Think. Now, here, when Ramchandraji looks at Sitaji, he is able to find the delight on the one side of her heart, and he is able to see the agitations, Bikala. Vipula, Vikala Baidehi, he is able to see the agitations, the frustration, why my father had to keep that vow. Everything he is able to see. Nimisha Bihata Kalapa Samatehi. And he is able to see Sitaji, what is her condition now? Every moment, Nimisha, every moment, Bihata, it appears as so long. We have discussed this. Time is based on the frame of our mind. At a particular time, time moves faster. At a particular other situation, time doesn't move. Here, Nimisha bihata kalapa samatohi, until it happens, every moment, every kshana in Vaidehi's mind is almost like a yuga, kalpa. Think, it like whole lifetime is dragging as though. Trishita bari binu jo tanu tyaga. It is like a thirsty man, Trishita bari, who is binu jo tanu tyaga, without water, has already died. A very, very thirsty man, he is searched for a long time for water, he is unable to get water, and in the process, he dies out of scarcity of water. At that time, Tulsidasi asks, Muye karayika sudha tadaga. He dies, and it is said, there is this lake of nectar. A few yards away from him, there is a lake of nectar, but alas, he died here. When he say Sudha Tadaga, Sudha means nectar, but contextually we must understand this as water. Why we have to understand water? Nectar, Amrita, has the capacity to bring to life even a dead person. Therefore, contextually speaking, we have to take it as water. There is a beautiful lake full of pure, clean water, but alas, he died a few feet or few yards before because of lack of water. Kabarasha saba krishi sukhani. When saba krishi, all the crops sukhani, when it has dried up, what is the use of barsha? What is the use of rain, shower? The crops have already died away. Therefore, samaya chukhe puni kapachitani. Therefore, what is the use of repenting once the opportunity is lost? Now see, these phrases are extremely important in our life. Time and tide waits for none. What a beautiful phrase. Time will never wait for you to realize something. Kalaha kridati gacchati ayuhu. Acharya Shankara says in Bhajagovindam, Kalaha kridati, time flies. Gacchati ayuhu, every day you are one day older. That is why we ask, how old are you? When you ask meaning what? You have already wasted such a long time. Think. Therefore, Asaji Jani Janaki Dekhi, Ramchandraji looks at Sita ji and he realizes that every moment of her life is like a yuga for her. Now it is almost in a position that she might even die. She might lose her life without that particular kshana. So before she loses her life, because she is in the ultimate stage of extreme tension, what will happen? Before she is choked and she dies, Prabhu Pulake Lakhi Preeti Viseshi. And at the same time, Ramchandraji was thrilled. Why? Because of her pure, chaste and intense love. Intense love, meaning what? Intense, singular devotion towards Ramchandraji. That is why she asked, I don't want to become a wife, let me be his dasi. Remember, therefore, it is not just the love. It is not a physical attraction, of course we all know. But it is not, just a matter of being together. It is full of loving devotion. Please note. We have our Ishta Devata. We may have love. But there is no guarantee we have devotion. There might be devotion to a certain extent, but devotion is again contaminated with demands. There is no love. Love is something pure and chaste love is something which does not ask for anything, which does not demand anything. Think. That is the love which Sita ji has towards Ramchandra ji, and interestingly, it is the same chastity and purity with which Ramchandra ji loves Sita ji. Both may not have expressed because of the culture, because of the virtues with which they are brought up. They may not have exchanged, but definitely Sita ji has that love and devotion for Ramchandra ji, and Ramchandra ji has that love towards Sita ji. Therefore, Prabhu Pulake. Now this shows, very interestingly, that control, that composure, and the ability to read the heart of the other, which Ramchandra ji has. Continuing. गुरहि प्रणाम मनहि मन कीन्हा अति लाघव उठाई धनुलीन्हा दम के उदामिनि जिमि जबलयवु पुनि नभ धनु मंडल समभयवु लेत चढ़ावत खैंचत गाढ़े काहु न लखा देख सब उठाड़े तेहि छन राम मध्य धनु तोरा भरे भुवन धनु घोर कठोरा. गुरहि प्रणाम मनहि मन कीन्हा. Bhagavan Ramchandra ji, after understanding that disturbed mind of Sita ji, along with understanding her intense single pointed love, devotion towards Ramchandra ji, he inwardly made pranams to his guru. Puja Vishwamitra ji was seated there. He probably turned towards him and offered his pranams at the feet of his guru. Atilaghava uthai dhanulinha, and turned towards the bow and then took the bow without any difficulty. Where there is a will, there is a way. He just lifted without any strain or without much effort, effortlessly. Very cheerfully, he just lifted Dhanulinha, Damake Udamini Jimi Jabalayavu. At that time, the bow threw up flash of light, a circle of light in the air, and he grasped that particular bow, Punina Bhadhanu Mandala Sayabhayavu. And then, when they saw the beautiful circle of flashing light in the sky, Leta Chadhavata Kainchata Gade, when people who are there, when they saw him lifting the bow, and when they also saw that beautiful light splashing all through the air, Kahuna Lakha Dekha Sabuthade, when he strung that, tied it tight, everyone looked at him and everyone stood up. Stood up not because others are standing, not looking at others, automatically, effortlessly, choicelessly, spontaneously, like how many people give standing ovation to a beautiful program. Here, they did not even think that they have to stand and give a beautiful ovation. They just got up helplessly, seeing Bhagavan Ramchandra ji standing there with the bow, and he has already tied the knot, which was never expected. Bala Yuvaka Bhagavan Sri Ramchandra ji. So they hardly expected Tehichana Rama Madhya Dhanutora at that particular time. After he has tied that bana, at that time Rama Madhya Dhanutora, Bhagavan Sri Ramchandra ji broke that bow at the center where he was holding, just probably above his palm. He broke. Bhare bhuvana dhuni ghora kathora. At that time, the whole cosmos thundered. And this, not only just at Mithila Nagari, the entire universe. Now please note, Lakshmanji, if you remember, had held that Bhumi very strong. Why? He knew that when Ramchandraji breaks the Dhanush, it is going to create a heavy, thunderous experience. The whole Bhumi would shake. Therefore, Lakshmanji held that earth strongly. He pushed that earth. Don't, erupt. Be careful. Be calm. Be quiet. This was his thought. With that he held. But what happened? Hare Bhuvana. Meaning the entire world resounded. Oh, lot of noise came up. सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। भरे भुवन घोर कठोर रवर विभाजित जिमार गुचले, चिक्कर ही दिग्गज डोल मही अहि, कोल कूरुम कलमले, सुर असुर मुनि कर कान दीन्हे, सकल बिकल विचारहि, कोदंड खंडेउ राम तुलसी, जयति बचन उचारहि। शंकर चापु जहाजो, सागरु रघुबर बाहुबलु, बूढ़ सो सकल समाजो, चढ़ा सो प्रथम ही मोह बस। When Ramchandraji broke the bana, bhare bhuvan ghor kathor ravar abhi. In the whole universe, everywhere there was thunderous sound. Elsewhere it is said, the mountains erupted, volcanoes erupted, the sea. Now see here. And it is said, the horses of sun god. Rava Rabi Baji Taji Maragu Chale. The horses of sun god went astray. Chikkarahi diggaja dola mahiyahi kola kura makalamale. Even though, remember, Lakshmana is holding. He knew that. He wanted that everything should be good. But the power of that Dhanush, the power of Ramchandraji was such that the elephants, they started, screaming, trumpeting, it is said. The elephants started trumpeting. The earth shook. There was earthquake as though. And then, Ahi Kola Kuruma Kalamale. All of these, the elephant of course, and then the serpent king, Nagaraja, and divine boar. All of them, the turtle, the divine turtle, remember we had talked about this. All of them became very impatient. All of them were scared. Every person in the whole universe were scared. Every animal were, but they didn't know what to do. They were completely perplexed. Sura asura munikara kana deenhe sakala bikala bicharahi. Wherever there was that sound, there were gods, there were sura, asura, the demons, muni, sages, nara. Of course, you have to also add nara, nari, everybody you should add. The entire universe, all of them, out of their anxiety, they started wondering. See, at Mithila Nagari, at that stadium, this many thousands of people were there. But there were people in the other side, part of the globe and all. Everybody were wondering, what happened? Why is it so harsh today? So everybody were perplexed. Kodanda khande urama tulasi jayati bachana ucharahi. Bikala bicharahi. When they came to understand that Ramchandraji had broken the bow, then Kodanda Khande Tarama. He has broken that bow. Tulsi Das ji says, Jayate Bachana Ucharahi. Everybody, they were thrilled and they started chanting Bhagavan Ramchandra ji's Jai Jaikar. Siyavar Ramachandra ki Jai. Already Siyavar Ramachandra ki. Why? The moment he has broken, the vow is also broken. Sita automatically belongs to Bhagavan Shri Ramchandra ji. Therefore, all of them chanted Siyavar Ramachandra ki Jai. Sankara Chapu Jahaju. You remember that example? That is being seen here. Shankara Chapu, the bow of Shankara, Shiva Dhanush, Jahaju. Jahaju meaning what? That ship. We remember that ship, right? Sagaru Raghubara Bahubalu. Bhagavan Shri Ramchandra ji's strength, arm, is the ocean. And Budaso Sakala Samaju, all those passengers with all the negativities in them who were there in that ship, Chadajo Prathamahi Moha Basa, all of them completely, totally drowned. Ship broke open completely, it went scattered everywhere. All those drowned. Meaning what? All their wrong notions also drowned along with that ship. Meaning the notions also broke open when the bow got broken. Interestingly, all were happy drowning. How wonderful, isn't it? They were drowning, but they were happy because all their wrong tendencies drowned and they emerged out with clarity, with understanding, with the knowledge of who was Ramchandra ji and what was the power of Ramchandra ji. Budaso Sakala Samaju Chadajo Prathamahi Mohabasa. With that particular wait is over. The wait for the Dhanush Yajna is over. Then what happened? We will see. Prabhudo chap khanda mahidare dekhi log sab bhaye sukhare kausika rupa payonidhi pavan prema bari avagahu suhavan Rama rupa rakesu nihari badhata bichi pulakavali bhari बाजे नभ गह गहे निसाना देव बधू नाचहि करि गाना ब्रह्मादिक सुर सिद्ध मुनीसा प्रभु ही प्रशंसहि देहि असीसा बरिसहि सुमन रंग बहुमाला गावहि किन्नर गीत रसाला रही भुवन भरि जय जय बानी धनुष भंग धुनि जात न जानी मुदित कहहि जह तह नर नारी भंजेउ राम शंभु धनु भारी बंदी मागध सूत गण बिरुद बदहि मति धीर करहि निछावर लोग सब हय गय धन मणि चीर सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भई सब संतन की जय सद्गुरु नाथ महाराज की जय। प्रभु दो चाप कंड महिडारे. Bhagavan, having broken, now the bow is in two pieces. Then he places the bow at the side of that particular wheel trolley, we may say, or maybe over that wheel trolley, he places them. And Everybody were so happy. Dekhi log sab bhaye sukhare. Everybody rejoiced. Everybody were delighted. No words can speak on those joy, about that joy. Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasasah anandam brahmana vidwan. Upanishads talk of the ultimate joy, but the people here, Logasabha, they were almost like enjoying that particular state of ecstasy, we may say. Kausika Rupa Payonidhi Pavana. Sage Vishwamitraji, Kaushika, he stood like a huge ocean. Why? Now see, Kshirasagara we say. Paya in Sanskrit has got two meanings. One, Paya means water, another is milk. Earlier we saw that lake, nectar we saw, there we referred it to water. And here also, you may call it as ocean, we may also call it as Kshirasagara, and Vishwamitraji, with all his love, with all his delight, he stood like an ocean of prema, ocean of sneha. Prema bari avagahu sahavana, full of, his heart is completely filled. When it is so full, words seldom explain. That is why I said yato vacho nivartante. Aprapya manasasaha, mind cannot comprehend such a joy. Anandam Brahmano Vidwan. The only person who can understand that joy is the person who is experiencing that joy, which can never be explained, which can never be expressed. Prema bari avagahu suhavana. And the waters of total love for Rama. He stood like that ocean which is full of waters, which is love for Rama. Rama Rupa Ra Kesunika Nihari. Looking at Rama, beholding that Rama Rupa, which, Ra Kesunihari, which is, like the full moon, which is the beauty. When you see, Badata Bichi Pula Kavali Bhari, the sage felt that his joy was increasing. Now it is almost full, which may be compared to the, how it was. The joy is dancing, in a manner of saying. Like a rising tide of the ocean. Pulakavali bhari. In that, when you see that, there are so many videos which I saw. When the ship, it goes like that, and a huge ship, thousands of tons, and thousands of tons of cargo also in that. That ship goes like that, and then the video of those oceans you can actually remember here. An ocean which is on spate. Such was the case. But at the same time, the joy was so erupting. Baje nabha gahagahe nisana. And all the kettle drums and then trumpets, all from the heavens, everybody started playing. Deva Badhu na chahi karigana. Deva Badhu, meaning what? The celestial apsaras, dancers, damsels we call. All of them, they started dancing, they started singing along with that kettle drums and everything. Brahmadika Sura Siddha Munisa. Brahma, the creator, Brahmaji, Sura, all the other gods, celestial beings, Siddhas, all the sages, Munisa, sages, Rishis, everybody, Prabhuhi Prasamsahi Dehi Asisa. All of them praise the Lord. All of them, it is said, Dehi Asisa. It seems all of them blessed Ramchandraji. Now one may wonder, How can they bless Ramchandra? Ramchandra ji is Bhagavan. See, Ramchandra ji at that particular given period of time is the Manava Avatara as a Rajakumara. Is it not? Therefore, all the rishis and gods and everybody, they gave him blessings. Dehi asisa. Prabhuhi prasamsahi dehi asisa. Barisahi sumana ranga bahumala. They also rained lot of colorful flowers on Bhagavan Shri Ramchandra ji. Gavahi kinnara gita rasala. All the kinnaras, gandharvas, everybody, even they also started singing the glory of the Lord, praising the Lord. Rahi bhuvana bhari jaya jaya bhani. The only thing which the whole world could, whole universe could hear is the jaya jaya vani, the praises of Bhagavan Ramchandra ji. Mudita kahahi jayatah nara nari. Everybody were so delighted, so delighted. In fact, it is one of the commentator writes, all their jaws were paining because they could not close their mouth. They would only smile, they would only laugh, they would only be delighted, and they could not, stop that. Our joy and all, for some time it remains, it didn't stop, but these people's joy was so much, they went on being happy. Bhanjevu Rama Sambhudanu Bhari, and everybody were happy because Ramchandra ji broke Bhagavan Shambhu's Bana. Bandi Magadha Suta Gana Biruda Badahi Mati Dhira Karahi Nichavari Loga Saba Hayagaya Dhana Manichira. Bandi Magadha Sutagana. All those people, in the courts and all, we have discussed this earlier also. When in the court, there are these Bandi people who come and praise the king. That is their work. That is their job. They come and they just not because they have to do, they are not doing. No. They understand who the king is. They understand the glory of the king. Having understood the glory of the king, they sing praises on the king. Therefore, they are called Bandi. Magadha Sutagana. Magadha means poets. They also sing poetry on Bhagavan Sri Ramchandra ji here. Sutagana. They are all the ministers and everybody. Biruda Badahi Mati Dhira. Those people who are the singers of the praise of the king, everybody went on singing praises of Bhagavan Shri Ramchandra ji. Karahini Chavari, Logasabha, everybody, what did they do? In the joy. Those days, this particular culture was there, this particular practice was there. When everybody became happy, the thing they do is, they start giving away everything, whatever they have. Rather, it is more than whatever they have. Meaning what? Nothing. Everyone just keep on giving, gift. Lot of gifts were given. What are the gifts? Haya, horses, Gaya, elephants, Dhana, riches, jewelry, money, Chira, clothes. Everything they started giving to everybody out of joy. Think. Expecting nothing, demanding nothing, anticipating nothing, just out of joy that Ramchandra ji had broken the bow. Everybody started giving everything to everybody. Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram. We will continue tomorrow. सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय, श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।